making $1.5 million easy. Easy.
Further news on the Chavez-Canelo fight. Golovkin's trainer thinks the Canelo might actually lose to Chavez. I don't know on what planet. I mean, seriously, I don't know what... I realize they're creating drama because if Canelo wins, the Canelo fight looks that much more interesting. I don't even see how Chavez Jr. even has a chance. Unless he shows up at, say, 175 pounds.
And that's what we were talking about, Lee. Like, is he really going to be affected by the $1 million, deduction for every pound that he's over? You know, I could see Chavez giving up $2 million in this fight for the victory.
I don't even think he's going to, I'll say it again. I think he's not going to make weight. I don't think he's going to even sweat the money. I think he's even going to force him to write a check before he walks to the ring.
I do like him in this fight, though. I won't lie. The size, the weight, the fact that Chavez, he will throw punches for 3 minutes. Canelo better be ready for this. He has a deadly body shot. He never stops coming forward. Like, I know that Canelo's going to land his punches, but we've watched Canelo land punches on a lot of guys, and right now it seems like if you're not a junior middleweight / welterweight, you fare pretty good against his power. So what is it going to look like when super middleweight / light heavyweight is fighting you? He might not have the power there at all. And not only that, he might be tired faster because now he's pushing around a bigger man. It's a dangerous fight. They took this fight because they're scared of the Triple G fight. We all know. And I'm telling, look, I haven't seen any of you guys write that, and I'm a little disappointed. Oh, I did see the one meme of the Canelo super catchweight. Did you see that? The new weight classes in boxing?
No.
It said junior Canelo weight, middleweight, super Canelo weight, 165.
Right.
And that's exactly what they're planning here. They're going to give Triple G the fight at a heavier weight. Triple G's like freaking 35, 34, something like that. This guy doesn't need any more pounds on him. But on that night, yeah, they're going to be asking for about 3.
There you go. I want to talk about Jeff Horn for just a brief moment. For those of you who don't know who Jeff Horn is, he is an undefeated Australian fighter. Recently, on social media, based on our show and one of the 12 listeners, there was a lengthy discussion disagreeing with my stance on Jeff Horn.
Uh-oh.
No, I didn't even get involved.
Okay.
I stayed polite on the whole thing. Look, I understand that Australia's got great fighters. I mean, you're a country that has produced Kostya Tszyu, for God's sakes. And that's the only fighter I can think of that's ever come out of Australia. So to all y'all in Australia who listen to this show, kiss my ass. Jeff Horn is a big steaming pile of bullshit. I mean, do you get my point? I'm not trying to be a dick about it, but to be perfectly honest, Jeff Horn is not premium grade A boxing product coming out of Australia. And by the way, isn't that a prison colony island, therefore making everybody on that island felons or descendants of felons?
Yeah, that's what they say.
Okay.
That is what they say.
I discount anything coming out of Australia other than ridiculously hot women. I will say this.
Let's give them their dues.
Ridiculously hot women. It must be a factory.
Jeff Finich. Remember that name, Lee?
Yeah.
Anthony Mundine.
Oh, you're gonna roll off Australian
I'm
boxers?
just saying that we'll give them a little bit of their due. They've had some good ones. They've had some good ones in the year. And yes, Kostya, one of the best of all time. I know I'm missing probably a lot of guys younger.
Probably, and it'll start another discussion on some forum
how we suck
not defend.
for not knowing all of them.
Again, how do you people listen to this show and not get it and then write commentary about it? If you made it to this point in the show. All right. Guess what, Andrew?
What?
You're going to like this. Did you know Azuma Nelson's still alive?
You know what? I seen that. He was at, yeah. Yes, I did. And I was very surprised.
I was surprised that he was alive, too, for a guy that's had 114 professional fights for Don King. For those of you who don't know, Azuma Nelson was a flyweight attraction. I want to say
No, no,
flyweight.
no. He was heavier than that, Lee.
Was he?
You're looking at like featherweight to lightweight probably in
Okay,
this.
featherweight. Let's go with featherweight.
Yeah.
But he was basically Don King's pre. He is what Chocolito is now. Is that a fair assessment?
Right. Yes.
Right? Azuma's basically this undefeated WBC guy who was considered pound for pound one of the best. Never really fought anybody, much like Chocolito.
Oh, I got it.
That's gonna piss off the Chocolito.
Yeah, that's gonna piss off a lot of people. He got some good names under those Don King cards. You got to remember the Ruelas
But
fights.
he was always the perennial co-main attraction, and I had just assumed that he died somewhere along the way, but apparently not. So here's a big note: he's actually working on something called the Azuma Nelson Federation, and he's working with amateur boxing. Good for him.
Nice.
You know what? I really like it when boxers give back. I have no idea where Accra is. I am sure it is some third world shithole in the middle of nowhere. And boxing is a way to a means out. That one's going to get comments all by itself. Just saying that. Accra. Somebody will know somebody from Accra. Go, you don't know anything about third world shitholes. Okay, we have Detroit. Okay, that's a third world shithole at this point. They don't even have clean drinking water.
Oh, yeah.
I'm feeling it today. I think it's the coffee. So, how do people listen to this show? So, he's alive and doing well. And actually, I'm...
Hey, guess what, Lee?
I'm a huge supporter of... Like, Mike Tyson does a lot of amateur boxing out in Nevada with the kids. I like the Roy Jones Jr. boxing group. I like what they're doing with the younger fighters. I think anytime you're a world champion and you have a platform in your country and you have a chance to inspire anybody at any level, take Ricky Hatton in England. He's inspiring new boxers to eat a lot. That's a good joke. I went all that way. I knew that joke was going to happen, Andrew. Then I put that joke out there. It did not get the response out of you that I was looking for. But it was funny. It was a good joke. And if I have to explain the joke, see, now I got to explain the joke. For those of you who don't know, Ricky is now Ricky Fatton. Like, he's really, like, blown up. Like, he's like a heavyweight. Ricky hasn't missed too many, and he beats up women. I mean, Ricky's got issues. The fact that I'm talking about Ricky is enough for Ricky. But I don't want to get off on a rant or anything. Have you got any better news stories?
Azuma Nelson fought in Australia one time.
That's good.
He fought Jeff and Nick. Told you.
Did he take a boat from Accra? Do they have planes in Accra to fly to Australia, or do you boat? Did he take a sailing ship?
I don't know how that works, Lee. Never been there.
That was funny. That's a funny joke on so many levels. Oh, I can hear the little monster in the background now.
Yeah, I know.
He's getting warmed up for you.
I got headphones on, so I don't hear as much, but I can.
It's very exciting.
He's got his little Toy Story gun right now. I do know that. All I see are little red and green lights flying behind me, Lee.
De La Hoya says Canelo Chavez Jr. will be a war. Says they've already signed a rematch. Could even possibly be a trilogy.
He's all, as long as Triple G's undefeated, we're going to keep going with this Chavez Jr.
We're going to keep going with this Chavez Canelo thing and milk it for every dollar it's worth. I swear to God, I hope Oscar's doing cocaine again and just fucked up out of his mind. Like Oscar, again, inside joke, and I'm trying to be better about this in 2017.
Yeah, I hope.
For those of you who don't know anything about Oscar, he has a history of drinking and drug problems, which has caused him to put on women's lingerie and fuck strippers. And for some reason, his wife has no self-esteem and has not left Oscar to date. For whatever reason, even Oscar, who was it?
I still haven't seen.
Got her shit together.
I still haven't seen that woman in years, though. So
nobody has.
I know she's there, but she's off.
She's chained to a water heater or something under in the basement, right? She's like, keeps her under the stairs and feeds her under the door.
Samuel Jackson's Black Snake Moan.
Yeah, basically.
It's a good movie. It's a good movie. You guys should go
By the
watch
way,
that.
There is no way that this is a war. There is no way that this should be a trilogy. There should be no way that there should even be a rematch.
I say let it play out.
I say it's a 5th round knockout is what I think it is.
For Canelo?
Unless Oscar tells Canelo to milk it.
That to me, Lee, that's the only way Canelo, I think, pulls out this win is if he gets Chavez out of there early. He catches him, hurts him, and finishes this fight off. Canelo does not fight for 12 rounds. In the end, Chavez will have his moments. This is going to be big going into that fight in the 8th and 9th round where we haven't seen Chavez lose his gas. I'm telling you, this guy almost stopped what many considered the pound for pound fighter at the time. He almost stopped him. He's not that bad. Yes, he got beat for 11 rounds, but in all of that beatdown, he was able to build a momentum for himself that carried into the 12th. I haven't seen Canelo do that yet. Has anyone seen Canelo carry anything into the late rounds?
Well, all of his fights have gone to the late rounds.
They made this fight.
But he fades tremendously.
They made this fight out of fear for what's sitting at 160. Don't get it twisted.
Well, it's funny that you bring up fear at 160. Let's discuss Mr. Abel Sanchez since we're on the same topic. Would you please enlighten everybody as to whom Abel Sanchez is?
Triple G's trainer, little annoying.
A lot annoying.
Yeah.
Because now he's doubling down and doing everyone's got a possibility to win. It could be Chavez versus Golovkin. It could be Jacobs versus Canelo.
He always brings up Gennady too. The best right now is Gennady. Gennady Golovkin's the best fighter in the world. I train him. I know this. Abel's so fucking full of himself.
What else has Abel done?
Right? I know. I
don't want to be a dick about this because he does have a tremendous fighter.
This is sometimes
like honestly, I don't know anything else Cuss has ever done. Right? I don't know anything else ever that Cus D'Amato ever did besides Mike Tyson. I don't know anything else. Cus is only responsible for Mike Tyson in my mind. Now, that's not to say that he didn't train a lot of other people. Probably did. Same for Abel. I'm sure he's trained a lot of other people. I just don't know any of them.
They're not as popular as what he holds right now in Triple G. You could put it that way.
Did Cus train anybody besides Mike Tyson?
Yeah. Yes, Lee.
Obviously,
yeah,
right?
I mean, come on, you're talking.
I'm just saying. Abel Sanchez is coming off like a modern day. Look, you get one guy who's a complete home run, right? And that's what he is. I don't know if that actually gives you a platform to say whatever fills your head. Speaking of trainers, let's go to our next story, Andrew. Klitschko's trainer, who doesn't even have a name as far as I know. Does he have does his trainer have a name? I mean,
it's the guy that took over.
I think it's so funny because I kept looking for it in all the different stories. This is a true story. If
Banks.
you look this
Isn't
up,
it
just refers to Klitschko's trainer. His name is actually Ali Bashir.
No, that is not. It's Banks. It's the ex-fighter. He used to fight under Emmanuel Stewart, and then when Stewart passed away, he just took over Klitschko's training. He has a current fighter as his trainer, though.
Does he?
Yeah.
Because they only list Bashir right now.
Well, maybe he changed.
All right, so for those of you who don't know, Klitschko's going to fight again. Huge fight. He's fighting a guy named Joshua Anthony, who's a champ, who's the new champ, and Klitschko's the old champ. And it's being billed as pretty much a 50-50 fight.
Okay, I'm going to tell you right now. I looked up Cus D'Amato, Lee.
Yeah.
And not too many other guys like Mike Tyson on his list. I'll tell you that.
My point.
Yeah. Floyd Patterson's the biggest name. And Floyd's a legend in himself. Don't get me wrong.
Did he have him in his prime?
Yeah, I believe Floyd is the one that made him a legit trainer, made him one of the best. But Kevin Rooney, Joe Shaw, Jose Torres.
Yeah, Kevin Rooney's, that's a big name.
It's just
Kevin Rooney's associated with a lot of fighters.
But it's not Tyson, right?
No, it's not Tyson. Tyson is a special person.
Yeah, and that's really he even started the career of the man who beat Tyson, Buster Mathis. That's crazy. Oh, I'm sorry. Slap me in the face, Buster Douglas. Sorry, people. No, he didn't. It was Buster Mathis he trained. My bad. But yeah, you're right. No one really else. Go ahead. I'm going to look up Abel Sanchez while you go.
Anthony Joshua is set to fight Vladimir Klitschko in one of the summer's biggest fights, a super heavyweight showdown, Wembley's UK Arena. Of course, Eddie Hearn's putting on one of his giant spectacles at the O2 Outdoor Arena or soccer field near you.